what I'm going to do is talk about the living, turning the living to the dead, so we can get a better understanding of principalities, forces, good and evil. And one way of looking at understanding, because this would be living, right? And every human being that's walking, they're alive. So this would be living. So it would be turning the living, which would be your subconscious, your pineal gland, your connection to all that. Insert channeling through the screens, programming this through dead. And that would be Ahrimanic. Okay? It's smoky in here because I've got sage burning. But I'm just going to use the rubber that they have on the fields now in all the schools and everywhere, which turf would be the same thing. Alright, so we're just going to use we're going to put football fields. Old, new. It was dirt, grass, mud. And now it's rubber, turf, plastic. Okay, so what we have here is this. You're going to have spirit within both. Okay, one's going to be materialistic, which would be turning the living right here. Because out of these elements, they're going to create this. So this is living, spirit. Destroy it, create this. Then this disconnects you from this, which is spirit. So this spirit that destroyed this is who. It's very important. And you have to understand that's why we wear rubber on our feet. There's rubber on the vehicles. It blocks. What do you do if you heard lightning or whatever, or electricity or something? You've heard along the way in your life something about rubber or something. Okay, well, what runs you? Something makes you run. You can't just exist without running in some way, shape, or form. And that's the thing is, when you take away the one's ability to know that the sun is the pineal gland and the moon is the pituitary gland. That's the positive and negative terminals underneath the hood of every vehicle and battery. Positive and negative. The pineal gland is a yellow-like substance. The pituitary is a white-like substance. So milk and honey. That's the land of milk and honey it talks about in Scripture. Within here. So if this brain, these eyes and ears and faculties are designed through nature, which is living, it's being, it's group soul conscience, then you're going to have a living brain connected to that. So when this brain is active here, and from day one it's flooded with images and sounds and tones that have been manipulated through nature, broke down to create these devices to absorb, this brain to absorb everything, especially the optic nerve, programming that. This is dead. So by the time the child is 10, like we've said, even younger, it's not there's nothing in there. So they're turning the living into the dead because their thoughts are dead. Their characters are built with Disney characters, which is dead. There is zero positive anything that comes from sitting a child in front of this right here. This and that creates this. This everything in here is dead. And then when you're summoned to court, you're dead. They summon the dead. The judge is 6 feet above you in the traditional courtrooms because you're buried 6 feet. You're dead. So you're dead. There's no soul. There's no spirit. There's nothing. So now do you understand the true principalities now in less than 10 minutes on how converting Con, we've already went into gematria. Con is a hexed phrase that has to do with 33. And 3 and 3 is the cube. We're going to get into Saturn and all that shit because it has to do everything with it. So when you take away the connection right here, the dirt, the elements, the grass, the mud, the vibration of that's spirit. That's magnetic. You are made of the same thing. Gone. And then now this comes from these elements and others. But the whole point is it goes through a decaying process to get to here. And then the people are above this. Emotions are all good and all that. On rubber and all that. And wearing rubber soles. And taking these fucking pills that are connected to the cell towers and the frequencies in their houses through AI and all that. And it's charging them to get sick. Along with everything they eat and drink, which is not real, it's chemicals. That's what I'm saying. They take nature, manipulate it, spirit, and then give it to you as toxins. Then come in and say you need to take X, Y, and Z or you'll die. And then they give you the screens and then say you better do it over and over and over. And then everybody come at you and go, you are fucking crazy. And it's turning the living into the dead. It's the walking dead. That's what I'm saying. It's not hard to create a 2-hour documentary. And in the beginning of it, introduction is black magic. So they, these sounds and tones and these zooming in and outs already program the mind. And them going into, we've got 30 licensed professionals and experts and all this bullshit together. So now the human, it's designed for that to where they can go, Matt, you are crazy. They spent $30 million on that documentary. It's not wrong. That's where it's like when you can really fucking see demons for what they are, they go way beyond fucking what they should to prove their point. But that's them. It's in their fucking nature because they're demons. So, But real quick, before I leave, I want to show you this this magic square of 27 that I was talking about. The cube of Cephas. I don't really want to read all of it. And I'm not. I'm just going to show you just an insert out of this book. If you want to go back and read some of that, you can. I'll read the bottom. Shows the cube of Cephas comprised of 729 smaller cubes within. The figure possesses a total surface of 486, and 486 is the numerical value of the Greek word Petra, or stone. And then over here, this is the magic square of 729, right there. And then you can read some of that to where I think it talks about, Plato, Socrates, But my whole point is that was the number. Which that's a number here. But that has to do with something bigger than that. And that number is someone's birthday. Your birthday is very important too. And what got all this going was the message that was to be free. You know. So, and if I remember I was in Penfield and talked about it because I was in a rehab and everybody just threw it off. But I stayed in it. What the fuck was that? I wasn't on any pills or nothing at all. And see, and that's the thing is the alcohol and all that shit, it blocks messengers and messages that are trying to help you. And then when you go to these fake dumb goy women and take their children and they go, yeah, there's something, tell me, oh, and then they're on 20 medications. Because it's demons set this world up under satanic gematria for souls for the other side. And it's not hard to see it. It is very, very easy to see it. You know, but there's nothing good that can come from. If you can look at television from when it was created and until now, and just look at pictures of society and how in shape and how the impulses of crime and all that wasn't in there. So just gradually they just, like magic, you just insert them. And then the populace starts to overpopulate the masses. And then there's going to be reflexes and reactions. And then you're going to have groups pop out, black magic, Ahrimanic groups that all these dummies think they're part of. And it's not real. It's the same shit on the other side. It's the same fucking shit. But for a long time of fucking torture, punishment. So, I love you.